Hello, it's me, I'm a nerd. I believe I owe you guys my most embarrassing D&D story of all time. Now, I'm not just going to tell you one story, because you guys are the goats. I'm going to tell you 3 separate stories from my first ever campaign. Let's get to it. So, the first story starts in a haunted mansion. Now, this story isn't really embarrassing for me, because I am physically incapable of being embarrassed. But it is embarrassing for our drunken half-rogue elf, Jeff, who's a girl. Yeah, it's a weird combo of character mixes, but it was a weird person playing it, and this is a very embarrassing story for him. So, my most embarrassing D&D story starts in a haunted mansion, which I've wanted to visit for a while now. Now, we looked down into the basement of this place, and we stumbled upon a skeleton who was who was smashing the place apart, and there was a bunch of wine bottles on the side. Now, Jeff, the half-elf rogue, who's a girl, was a bit of an alcoholic at the table. And, well, let's just say that once we defeated both skeletons, all the wine bottles were destroyed, and Jeff, the half-elf rogue girl, was very disappointed. But then the DM described spoilt milk dripping from the walls and coming out to eat us. But this is honestly terrifying. Because Jeff, the half-elf rogue girl, saw the spoilt milk, saw the destroyed alcohol cabinet, and decided, I think I'll have some spoilt milk because I'm such a peeping alcoholic. And the player almost got banned for this and got told off by the DM, but the rest of us tried to stop him. I was the one that wound up destroying the rotworms who are eating everything with a firebolt, not a fireball, to the ground, which incinerated the rotworms completely. But Jeff, we tried tying rope around his arm to stop the spread of the rotworms. But if I ever encounter this situation again, I'm cutting off that guy's limb, because that's better than letting the rotworms eat your heart, which the rotworms did to Jeff, the half-elf rogue bard. And well, that is my most embarrassing D&D story. Someone's character eating someone else's, being eaten by worms from the inside because they wanted a taste of what was definitely not alcohol because they wanted to be stupid. And while I don't have the emotion of embarrassment, Jeff, the half-elf rogue bard, would definitely feel very embarrassed if I were to tell this story, let's say, on a viral YouTube channel. Yeah, nerds. Hello, this is me, I am a nerd, and this is part 2 of the most embarrassing D&D story of all time. This is the one that I'm a bit most ashamed of. So, to understand this story, you have to understand that our party was based out of a small fishing village that has a dark wizard in a tower off the coast. I had acquired a vampire head and sold it out of ignorance rather than any malice. I had no idea what I was doing, and I, wanted it back so it couldn't do any damage. And so we were sent on a mission to talk to this dark wizard to see if he would help with the town's plight. And, well, he sent us into a jar to see if he could, because he wanted us to do a favor for him. And there was this monster inside, and there was someone inside the jar And it turned out that he was lying about this person, saying they were a dark being when really he just trapped them in there for centuries. And I come up with the plan to beat him, let him out of the tell him to let us out of the jar, talk to him, get him to reveal the location of the jar, and then we tag team him. But I'm very ashamed of this. I cast Magic Missile much too soon, and I was meant to be Abigail, the Wide Sage Wizard, and Abigail, the Wide Sage Wizard, hit him and was restrained by the party. This Dark Wizard was also restrained, but he misty stepped out the window and was waiting for us outside. So, yeah, I jumped the gun and put the whole party in danger and lost their trust. And I'm very ashamed of that. But I made up for it in the final fight with the dragon, which I will get into shortly after this. Anywho, it gets more interesting because the reason we went to seek him for information is because there was a traitor on the council. One of the council members knew who it was, and they wanted to get his assistance in fighting the Sahugan and the adult red dragon that was guiding them. Sahugan are fish monsters that attack ships, and if we didn't destroy this pirate ship, the Sahugan would have eaten them. So I guess we technically did them a mercy, but I kept the captain alive as a hostage. But this wizard, seriously bad guy. We found the magic item, and we got out of there, and I was eager to make up for my mistake next session. So we went out of there, and we managed to stop him by killing him, because he was a very dangerous and evil dark wizard. And yeah, that's the most shameful thing I've done in a D&D campaign. I am a nerd. Hello, it is me, I am a nerd, and I believe it is time to complete this trilogy on the most embarrassing D&D moments ever. Or more specifically, this time the most embarrassing D&D moment that should have been but never was. So, it's the climax of the entire campaign. We have to fight an adult black dragon. The dragon is so powerful that he can destroy entire cities and kingdoms with his army of Sahugan. So, we go to meet the big puppy in the swamp where he resides after dealing with a lone hag. Yeah, that's right, there was only one hag instead of 3. It's kind of confusing, but yeah. Anywho, we come across a stranger on a path. This man says he's a victim of the Black Dragon and tells us to go coat our weapons in this sap, so we do so. Then he meets us on the field of battle, and it turns out the old man was the dragon in disguise. And he's been holding a gold dragon hostage. So, this is where the moment comes in. We're facing down an adult black dragon. So, what I should have done is I had an orb of daylight, and black dragons hate sunlight. And this projects actual daylight, and the dragon was missing an eye. So, what I should have done is offered the orb of daylight to the black dragon, showing the party that I am giving the dragon the orb of daylight, pretending to betray them, saying I'm gonna give him an eye that I have magically crafted. And then the eye would have gone in the dragon's eye, and the daylight would have activated and I would have tricked an adult black dragon. But what I did instead was activate my spell Lightning Bolt, and this huge ray of lightning came down and hit the dragon directly in the eye, doing 60 damage. So it was pretty cool, but ever since I've always wanted to do that campaign again, so I could have used the Orb of Daylight on the dragon's eye. It's a big missed opportunity. And the DM actually had the golden dragon's child healing the golden dragon the entire time, in case we failed to finish off the black dragon. But again, we defeated the black dragon before that was necessary, and we won. I am a nerd. The campaign did it. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. We've got a lot more videos like this coming out every single week, so stay tuned for this one. We are nerds.